You take sugar, one lump or two. That's about fucking. Pour your sugar on me. That's right. Oh, hey, Chemda, you ready to start?
Didn't you hit record already?
Oh, fuck off. This is humiliating and stupid. Welcome, everybody, to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
God damn it. There's got to be a light. Anyway, let me mention this. Keith and the Girl's YouTube. Go to keithandthegirl.com/YouTube. Go to YouTube. Type in Keith and the Girl. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I'm here to make your life better. I love these videos, Chemda, and I'm real excited about the latest award show that we did. This is Xerxes put this together so well. We go, oh, here's the nominations that you recommended from the past year of performances on Keith and the Girl. Then it cuts to real time, the video conversation. I love this so much. It's like 2 hours or so, maybe longer. I love it.
It's so cool to have the clips. It starts off right away. You'll love it. It starts off with Rod doing a very special beginning of last week, which everybody loved. And now you could see a video of it. So whatever we had video clips of, as we introduce the clip gets put on there. It's so cool.
And tonight, so it might be there for you right now, we're putting up the full video of VIP night. Remember when we did that during Keith and the Girl week? Daddy Issues, Diamond Dogs joined in. Ken stayed, my brother. Q&A, Newsy joined in. All three guys stayed. Last week on Keith and the Girl, everybody stayed. With Rod and Karen, of course. I love the YouTube channel. We restarted it recently. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit that bell. Make sure you do what you do. I love it very much.
Yeah, we're going to have some surprises show up there. So if you hit the bell, you won't miss anything.
That's right. Okay. Let me mention this. Brook Linen. It's how I started my day. I love them. I love my sheets. My girlfriend loves the sheets. I just hit it the other day, as a matter of fact. And I recommend you get Brook Linen sheets as well.
It's the easiest way to seem more like an adult. You know, all these adult things that we have to do, changing our sheets, making our bed, brushing our teeth, things like that. This makes you feel like and makes you be more of an adult. Somebody comes over to your place, which we're now starting to do a little bit, and notices adult sheets. Not these ridiculous ones that have stains on them that are so old and, you know, you're just being sort of lazy about it. Get the Brook Linen sheets. You got
this chick coming over, right? She's been pandemicked up. She got her shots, but she still feels like she's taking a little risk. She comes into your bedroom and she sees what you have now. Not even sure if it's like a t-shirt that you stretched out extra. Get the fuck out of here. I'm double masking and jumping out your window. No, care a little bit.
That sounds personal.
Care a little bit.
I could see people putting like 3 t-shirts down.
Yeah, you do what you do. No, you don't have to. You're an adult. And you can buy nice sheets. You can afford beautiful sheets. Give yourself the comfort that you deserve, okay? And get it for far less at Brook Linen. Go to brooklinen.com. Use promo code POUND, POUND. I have it. My bedroom's named after Pound Town. So I know what I'm talking about. Get $20 off. Minimum purchase of $100. That's BROOKLINEN.com. Enter promo code POUND for $20 with a minimum of $100. That's brooklinen.com. The promo code, one more time, is POUND. You're in for a trick. You know that, no joke, at first we start, not to confuse things, we started with the promo code KATG. It did so well. People love their sheets and towels so much. They were like, maybe this code is being shared in a weird way. You guys have to change your code now. So now it's POUND, because that's my testament to how much people love these sheets and towels, etc. The company's like, we're selling too much with you. Something's wrong. Change your code. And we're doing it again. All right. Here's today's top story. Men who wear tops with large logos are usually seen as being less interested in committed relationships. Researchers have found.
That's because they're committed to the company and not human beings.
Participants in the study thought men who owned such shirts would be more interested in brief affairs. So you got a nice big Adidas logo. It's like, yeah, you're not in it for the long haul. Those who you would think it'd be the opposite.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand logos. I don't. If it's a band, this kind of thing, then of course we sell Keith and the Girls shirts. But if it says Gap or Banana Republic or even Brooks Brothers, they'll put like a little tag on the outside of the suit. What are you showing?
I agree. I don't like unless you're being endorsed, which just means you're hired to wear a shirt. That's fine. But like, you bought a Gap shirt, you bought it, you paid for it, and then it says Gap on it. Like, what does that mean?
You paid extra. And I was going to say, when I would think these people who are like, I'm Team Adidas, you'd think they'd be more committed in relationships, right? Because
they could pick a team and stick with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love the work of Adidas,
But you know what? If we can compare it to, let's say guys who have, and I'm just picking the sex that I'm familiar with, guys who have dogs and are like really committed to their dogs. Like, it's actually their best friend.
Right.
They're not good with commitments either because they're committed to their dog. So I feel like maybe it might not be limited to men, could be just human beings. Maybe you can only commit to one thing or like a narrow amount of things. Maybe we're all like that. And then outside of that, that's like the first commitment that you're noticing and it's too much. Because you're committed to the way you look, you're committed to certain activities. So you're a committed person.
I like shirts with sayings. I see somebody walking down the street in a Harvard shirt and they obviously didn't earn it. That's hilarious to me. But when it's just the name of a store, those who wore shirts with smaller logos, however, were perceived as much more likely to want deeper intimacy. I like that logos have to be involved. What if like you're the kind of dude that wears tank tops that you stole from your gym? Right. Are you like the ultimate in love? I don't have anything with the fucking logo. I also don't know where I got anything. Oh, well. Yeah, it's always weird. A logo is so weird to me. And I have these stepkids now, teenagers, so they, of course, love logos. But it's like, just put your credit score on a T-shirt.
Oh, that's good.
Why not?
I get maybe if you're wearing a billboard, which is what we'll call the brand name, right?
Yes.
If you're wearing a billboard, you're already saying what you're saying. And these women, they want to keep having conversation. And it's like, but it's all on my shirt.
Right.
I'm done.
These, like if you like a brand, like let's say you like Lululemon and you're like, okay, I buy all Lululemon stuff. It should bum you out a little bit when Lulu is written on the tits. Be like, I don't want the billboard. I just like what you do.
Yeah, I have trouble with that because there's some stuff that I really like and is comfortable. And if the name is all over it, I'm not getting it. I recently had to buy a new coat and North Face has really, really good, thin, but warm coats. And they love writing their name all over it. And I'm like, no, I am not wearing your brand like that. And buying a coat for hundreds of dollars from you. Like one or the other. I'll wear it. I'm not going to pay hundreds for it.
Like if your brand name, right, if I'm working for you all of a sudden, I want a discount. If your brand name is like clever and like I see a woman and I go, oh, your ass is juicy. I don't know if that's a logo or not, but thumbs up. Now it's good to know. It's fun to know that. But, again, if you're just saying Nike on it.
Well, maybe if you're wearing Gap, there's like a gap in your memory of what, you're going to be hearing. Like, don't expect me to remember this. Mind the gap.
Right. And you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, but are you ever really impressed? No, you just want to fit in. You don't look and go, a champagne shirt. Nice. No, you just know you have to. So now I'll buy it too. But you're not really impressed.
I also thought all that stuff would be over. I remember that from mostly junior high, not even as much in high school, because there were too many kids in high school to, I think, keep track. Like whatever your way of dress is, there's somebody else there already. But because the other school was like so much smaller, it was very annoying. At the time, Champion sweatshirts, like now apparently, were very big and they were very expensive, and they were a regular sweatshirt with a C in the corner.
Yeah.
Now, also, they were much more comfortable than like the ones that, my immigrant parents are like, it's a sweatshirt. I put a C on for you. I'll fucking sew it for you.
She added a C like the L that Laverne wore on all her clothes.
Exactly. If you want a C, I'll put the C and you call it champion. They don't know the difference. I'm like, oh my God, you don't know the difference. You know, there were even socks, EG socks that were $9 a pair. These are eighth graders at best, $9 a pair. My parents got me the knockoff ones, which, by the way, I only got to get one of because it was $3.50 for a pair. So I'm like, these scrunch just as much as yours. Can I fit in now? Yeah. What else was big? Oh, Cavariccis, where they're just these like sort of balloon pants. And then the Cavariccis look like exactly like everybody else, except on the crotch of children, it says Z Cavaricci there. And when we all split up when we went to high school, right? Somebody went to a Long Island school in Great Neck, very, very rich neighborhood. And she said it's so hard to fit in there because if you wear something that looks like Cavaricci pants, they'll pick up your shirt to see if it says that on the crotch.
And it's good if you have it. They're like, oh, good. You're not faking.
Right. Yeah. But now you got to worry about people lifting your shirt to look at your crotch to say the name. Imagine but I thought that would end for adults, that it would just be like everyone would turn into my parents. I'll sew a C on it. What do you care?
And everybody hates the game, but they keep it going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Oh, it should blow your mind. Once you're 18 and you realize what life is and what things cost, you should know it's bullshit. My stepson, I call him, he's 18 now. He's basically on his own, and he just discovered taxes. Like, wait, Mom, how much do we get paid? What the fuck? Welcome to the world, baby.
All of a sudden, it's, when you're a kid, you're like, why won't our parents get this for me? And then you want to get it yourself. All of a sudden, you're the most frugal person in the world. Right. Ramen for dinner. That's my favorite. Oh, yeah, that was your favorite, but you said chicken again, Mom? How dare you ever say that to me? Now, like, you recognize, yes, chicken again. Yes, please.
Yeah. How about a home-cooked meal, Ma? I'll behave. Yeah, but you're 34. I assume you would. KeithandTheGirl.com/VIP. It's every show we've ever done. We're now on 3,401. This is
402.
402?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I shouldn't remind you. Just be like, yeah, Keith, we're almost up to 125. That's like a lot.
Oh, my goodness. Well, VIP also has the spinoff shows that I mentioned before. And we do last week on Keith and the Girl, and we go over last week's shows, and we go over the polls. And we're going to do that again today, of course, with Rod or Karen. And we talked about last week Mortal Kombat and how, I have to look for a new friend because my buddy Craig will admit that the movie wasn't great.
Obviously, no, if you're new, yes, you heard correctly. Don't worry about it. This will straighten out as you hear Keith's voice more.
But people are vying to be my new friend and fill that slot, which is funny because if I'd let a friend go for Mortal Kombat, I think I'd be a psychopath. But I do like that people are interested in being my pal. I saw another movie.
So now you're looking for another slot for a friend?
Let me know what you guys think. I didn't even talk to my friends about this, but I am curious if you guys saw this movie. Tenet, Tenet, like a principle, a tenet of society. This is from Christopher Nolan. He did Inception, which I loved. Kenda kind of ruined it by pointing out that, that's Feelings for Men. Okay, I see. All right, I see that. He did the Dark Knight trilogy, which I thought was shit because there's so many plot holes. But Inception, to me, didn't have any plot holes. And so these smart people, I think they know how to do it. And then other times they're like, I don't really want to. Like, I remember being in high school, and I was good at creative writing. It's called writing. And I would write a story and I'm like, oh, here's a little plot hole. But you know what? My teacher has so many students. She's not even going to notice. I'll ignore that. And I remember one time the English teacher said, well, where'd the body go? And I'm like, oh, you gave a fuck. Because everybody wrote one page. I wrote 72 pages. I knew you wouldn't give a shit. You gave a fuck. Mrs. Pensiero, you read that?
You have been testing people all your life. You just don't know.
Yeah.
You know those riders that we hear about where it's like take the green M&Ms out of my M&M dish, and also, things should be like fireproof and things like that. What they did is put that in their rider, in their requests for the venue, so that they see if they're paying attention because they're dealing with pyrotechnics and stuff like that. So you put in, it's like a little Easter egg. Is my teacher paying attention? Like if I randomly put in the word fuck, will she notice?
Right. And then Roosevelt sucked all the dicks and became the greatest president. What I like most about the New Deal, A+. Like, I know it. I know you didn't fucking read it. Tenet is a movie with, I don't even know if there's plot holes because I'm halfway through. I don't know if there's plot holes because I don't know what the fuck is happening at all. And it's one of these movies where I can tell it's not my fault. It reminds me of the end of the Matrix trilogies. I don't know if you remember where the old guy is at a desk in front of Keanu Reeves, who just saved the world. I don't think
I got to the end.
And he's explaining the whole fucking thing. There's a bunch of TVs behind him, apparently different versions of Neo playing. And I remember watching that and being like, "Yep, this isn't my fault." Like in Nolan, in Tenet, there's exposition after exposition, explaining things. And then at one point they even add the music, the pay attention music. And I'm like, not my fault. Fuck you. And then I Google Tenet and what comes up is confusing, too confusing. So confusing, way too confusing. A masterpiece.
You think your teachers were grading papers like that? Like if you got an F, the teacher was like, not my fault, you get an F. C is partially my fault, partially your fault. C. Yeah. A+, you nailed it. Nobody's at fault for anything. You pass.
This movie came out like a day or two, I feel like, before the pandemic hit, before we understood this is real. And Christopher Nolan was public about still go and see this movie. It needs to be seen in a movie theater. See it. And we're like, well, we don't want to kill her grandma. And he's like, it's so good though. See it. And he was like fighting against streaming it, but Warner Brothers or whoever decided to stream it anyway. They go, we're going to put it on HBO coming up soon. And he goes, HBO is the worst streaming service. Yes. And he might be right. When I play things on HBO streaming, HBO Max it's called now, it takes a while before the pixelation settles. Not too long, but about 3 minutes. Nothing else does that. Also, I couldn't find it on HBO, and then it took like 5 minutes until my HBO just refreshed on its own, and Tenet was there. So maybe he's right. He doesn't happen to like that service.
Well, you know what? I think a lot of people are competing with Netflix, who has everything right. Like I noticed when I got on Hulu that certain things, like you press the space bar and it stops, or like certain little things. We're now on Amazon watching something. Sometimes it won't let you skip the beginning part, right. Sometimes it won't let you skip the wrap up. Oh, yeah. Right. It's just like little tiny things that Netflix gets right because it's been able to read us for so long.
Yeah. 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 Oh, I Netflix is my go-to because it's so simple.
Yeah.
And the other ones just move. Amazon is so hard to move around.
Yeah. I mean, come on, Amazon, get your shit together. You got me toilet paper in one day and I can't watch a movie. Oh my God. Like this is so crazy. Amazon used to be a bookstore. Now it's, can I get this? And if I have to wait a week, you're an asshole.
Right. So in Tenet, it's there's some time travel going on. There's no spoilers because I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Here's what I think. I saw the trailer for Tenet and I'm like, oh my God. Like everyone who's into action films has seen all the action films at this point. So now you can shoot people in the future and past and catch their bullets because you guys are out of ideas. You already saved the girl. You already jumped out of a helicopter. You already came back from the dead because you did all this exercising before, like that they showed for no reason. You already did all these things. Now you got to do it with bigger explosions and time travel. This is what I think it is. Like it's a regular action movie, but we're cutting back and forth. Now, I think I only saw half the trailer because holy shit, the trailer is an hour long.
They throw out the line, don't try to understand it. And that's always talking to the audience, not to the main character, right? I don't really get it. So it's from the past, but I'm dropping it, but it's coming up in my head. Don't try to understand. Okay. Let's blow shit up. And that's where we're at right now. I had to stop at it was just frying my brain. I had to stop at like halfway. I could tell like he's about to, the main character, if you saw the movie, he has the gas mask on. Now he's about to go in the crazy world. I don't really know what that means, but I'm going to guess that he already fought himself. I bet that's the guy in the suit in the first half. I know it's going to get to the end. I'm going to be like, okay. Like, okay.
Are you gonna get to the end, or are you
because I know there's a lot of special effects and it's on it. I already have it, but I know I'm just gonna stare at it and hopefully there'll be some cool things.
I want to argue with you, but one, like, I didn't see half the movie, so what am I arguing? I think that you're more the expert, but two, it's because I've heard you say that before.
What's that?
That when a script is confusing, they will let you know with that line. Like, don't try to understand it. And you seem to put it in places. Oh, no, you seem to pick up on it in places where you don't understand and they're telling you not to. I think that's very interesting and hard to argue.
Like there's in the first, again, only the first half, when they're like, when a bullet goes through the body, and I guess I'm about to see this in reverse, it's devastating. Now, I've seen bullets through people regular. Pretty fucking devastating, but I'm in for a treat. I know that, but it is something when they add that music, like here's the pay attention music, and you look up and you're like, oh yeah, you're not making any fucking sense. And in the first half, there's a continuity error. And I always notice this shit. And a woman's drinking, then whenever they cut to the back of her, the drink isn't in her hand. When they cut to the front of her, it's back up into her mouth. When you're doing a time travel motherfuck, continuity's pretty important.
I'll give you that. Yeah, because that could mean when she doesn't have it, she's time travel.
Could be a trick. Yeah, it's a different version of her. I know there's going to be two different versions of the main guy. And there was a funny scene. The woman is getting, well, this part's not funny, but hear me out. So the woman's getting beat up by her boyfriend and punching her, and then like spits on her. She's on the ground. He's standing up, spits on her, and she goes, like she just got hit. I think she didn't know what to do with spit. I don't know if it's temporal spit, but it was like this spit was a fucking punch to her stomach.
Like the actor didn't know what to do?
Like the actor didn't know, like I'm going to get hit 3 times. Like,
or they told her to act like she was getting hit and they put the spitting thing in one of those takes.
Yeah. Or the second half explains everything. I'm just going to doubt it. This movie is so goofy that I've never in my life felt confident about reviewing the first half of a movie. But anyway, Tenet, now available on HBO Max.
Well, I saw a movie because Netflix decided, the woman from Molly's Game?
Yes.
She's in like 5,000 things. And apparently I have to see all of them. And what I noticed is she plays what usually gets played by a role by a dude. And they're not making it any like female power thing. It's just a woman playing this part. In this thing that I saw yesterday, she like is an assassin.
Nice.
Destroying motherfuckers. Like I mean, it has a very unfortunate ending, but other than that, if you like action, she brings it.
What's the name?
Sure.
Okay.
Come on.
If my friends see it, they'll think it's great.
I gave you all the hints. You want a title also?
Okay.
You want everything handed to you? I said Molly's Game, ton of things.
She's in a lot of movies. Here's one of them.
Right.
And she kills people. Okay. Done.
Yeah, assassin.
All right. I'll check it out.
Okay, you got it.
Speaking of assassins, and I don't want to come here and just bitch. So now I can come with a movie recommendation. Of course, the last one I liked was Jojo Rabbit. And now I'm seeing a theme. This one is called Operation Finale. I believe it's on Netflix. They're going to capture Adolf Eichmann, the Nazi behind sending the trains to the camps.
It's so fun. Another Nazi movie.
But he's going to get his. That's what's so fun. That's why I love all them, because they're going to get theirs in the end for what it's worth. And what was that movie? Inglourious Bastards. I despised, because that is my fantasy. I could see 2 hours of Nazis just getting ripped apart. That's a wet dream. That's an awake, wet dream. But it was more a love story or a spy movie, if you ask me. And I saw a Nazi get hit by a baseball bat once, and then boringly they all burned to death in the theater at the end. No, I want to see just murder. We murder Nazis in this. No plot. That's the movie I want. No plot. You know, Nazis? That's the plot. Now we find them and murder them.
What a great pitch.
Yeah.
If we were on an elevator, you'd get a green light.
There was a show, I know it's with Al Pacino, where that's what they do, but there's way too much talking. Just find him, murder him. We got him. Next. I don't need to know how you found them. Through a phone call. Then you just start cutting off his toes for a half hour.
You know, I was wondering, I was like, wow, another Nazi movie. Why are people so interested in the desperation and annihilation of people? I was wrong. That's not what you're looking for.
No, okay. We know what happened. You want to see what happened? You watch those movies.
Okay.
A documentary called Nuremberg. It was, it's
the trial.
It's the voiceovers done by Liev Schreiber. It's more a history lesson that everybody should have to see mandatorily. But other than that stuff, now we just want to see the revenge. Gotcha. And that's what Operation Finale is about. It's a true story, and it's a feel-good movie. A feel-good Nazi movie. Yeah. Oh, I'll do it with the Sound of Music.
How do we explain what we do for a living?
Okay. I know. And Nick Kroll, the comedian, is in this movie, Operation Finale. And anytime I see a comedian in a serious movie, and I think comedy is harder than drama, much, but I see Nick Kroll in this, and I'm like, good for you. Now, this is something people can respect. Never mind, Big Mouth is more complicated, and it's so funny, but this is something people can go, Nick Kroll, he's a person.
I get that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's very strange to see comedians in those roles. Oh, I'm watching Mr. Robot, and comedian Craig Robinson is suddenly in it. And I am pretty sure I've seen him in roles before, because all I could picture him is him being like goofy, and he was not goofy in this. And I'm like, good for you. You know, yeah. I get that those weird moments when I see comedians doing like the opposite of what they're obviously constantly told to do, because maybe that was their persona on stage, right, and that's all they get hired for. And then I see him, he's like basically like lead gangster guy or something, and I'm like, no jokes coming out of you, right, and I'm taking you seriously. It was pretty good.
All right. It is weird in this Nazi movie. They tried to make it a little up to date. And so they had this guy, Adolf. He was like, do you sell tiki torches? And it's like, what? You know, that seems forced. But other than that, I give it a thumbs up. Other things we talked about last week, of course, the polls. We have a poll for each show. The next show poll was, does Keith's dad want Keith's mom dead? So we'll go over that one. And the other show, and I'll tell you when I bring this up.
You know, no. Yeah. Usually we talk about this behind the scenes on last week on Keith and the Girl, but I sent you that poll idea, and I'm like, where's my line with Keith? No, it's not this. It's just, there was like a momentary pause of, this seems.
Hey, what if you ask the audience if your dad wants your mother dead? In her assisted living home. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. That'd be interesting, people's thoughts. So we'll go over that. We, of course, we talked about Sean Patton, the guest on Friday's show, and he pisses his bed. He fairly recently, he'd piss his bed every month, easily. First of all, it went like every month and 3 times a month or something, right? But the guy's a bed. It depends, folks. You get no pun. Time.
It took a second.
It's strange to me that he still piss in his bed. So I asked the audience, have you pissed the bed in your adult life? 62% of people have. Now, Apia said, I said yes, she wrote, shortly after being pregnant, when I had a cold and coughed a lot, blah, blah, blah. So now I just have to assume everybody in our audience is having babies, right?
I wonder, because there are situations where it's like, I had a surgery, I had a baby, I had a procedure.
Brian Ward says, I dreamt I was taking a piss, woke up, and it had really happened. So stay positive, everyone. Dreams can come true.
That's the best.
I do want to know if he was drunk, though, or not,
Oh, good question, right?
Now, here's one that says, sharded. I have sharded more than I'd like to admit. Those late nights drinking and eating spicy best made pickles. I think he's drunk now. Passed out drunk, suddenly get awoken with my stomach bubbling, thinking it was just a fart. So I slowly try to let it out. I'm drunk and too lazy, wanted it to be just a fart and I'll get up later. So I release it and sure enough, I have to jump to my hands and knees and scoot out of bed.
Oh, no. You didn't shard, my sweet. You had to poop and decided you didn't. That is way different.
Right.
Yeah. No. You were mistaken. That was a poop. And if you weren't drunk, you would know that and be on the toilet.
But that's the only 3 people admitting stuff on the Keith and the Girl forums anyway. And I'm going to need 60% I'm going to need more detail. Right. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume the whole plan's a bunch of drunks. That's what I have to. Yeah, we've done it. What you got to do? What you got to do? You know,
by the way, if you pooped in your pants like that, do you usually, like, if that guy thought he sharted, does he also pee a little when it gets let go? Like,
I think I would have quit drinking earlier if I was pissing beds. I really do.
You know, you don't know that because...
Hey, I don't want to say nothing to nobody. That's their business. One would.
No, it does help. Like, if we didn't, let's say, gain weight and it would be harder to physically move around, let's say.
Right.
If we just got, like, inside fat and there was no proof of it, then we might not worry about it as much until it's later in the process. So, yeah, if you're not getting, like, immediate side effects.
I never pissed my bed. I didn't black out. I'm not an angry drunk. And I would have liked more clues. Now,
wait a minute. You pooped your pants.
I don't think I did. No, I see.
Oh my God.
I'll tell you what I did. I put my pants down and took a shit consciously. Didn't wipe, put my pants back up. I never woke up the next day and went, look at all this shit. Hey, I'm not saying I'm here to judge. I'm just saying I'm surprised by 60%.
I would like everybody to review the tape. There was an entire episode. Was it called Mohegan Sun or is that
Mohegan Sun? No, you're thinking Mohegan Sun has the tape. Anyway, let me mention this. Speaking of quitting, you want to switch off of cigarettes? Yeah. Try Lucy Nicotine. It's a company. It's founded. Oh, of course, it's a company. It's founded by Caltech scientists, though. Founded by former smokers looking for a better and cleaner nicotine alternative. One that isn't horrible. And they've done it. Research developed for 3 years to be made for people as opposed to patients. They have a nicotine gum with 4 milligrams of nicotine. Comes in 3 flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, a pomegranate.
Delish.
They also have a lozenge with 4 milligrams of nicotine and cherry ice flavor. Tastes great. You love it. Start smoking and then switch to this. Just get this then. All right. Good point. Look, it's 2021. Get rid of your cigarettes. Unplug your vape. What do you look at that stuff dripping at? You ever see these pens dripping at I used to like it because they're convenient. You go, but you start seeing this wax dripping out the end. Ugh, stop it. Come on. Throw out your dip. Lucy's the real deal. Subscription to Lucy comes directly to your door each month. It's so simple, you don't have to leave your house because Lucy has delivery down. Go to Lucy, Lucy.co, and use promo code KATG. Get 20% off all products on your first order. That's gum and includes lozenges. Lucy.co, use promo code KATG at checkout. I have to read this, of course. A little disclaimer. Warning, this product contains nicotine derived from tobacco. That's it. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Thanks for the nose. All right. All that's in quotes. I had to read it. Lucy.co. Be sure to use promo code KATG. All right. Thank you. I went to Benny, my 13-year-old stepson's baseball game. And so I didn't think about this until I just did this ad. All these parents are watching, but nobody's smoking. But people do smoke. And maybe that's why they're so irritable. Because they yell like they're watching a pro game. First of all, they're practicing in between innings. I don't remember the pros doing that. Maybe they do though. Maybe I'm mistaken. I don't watch it too much. But these parents are like, yeah, we're outside this fence of a park here in the city. And right on the other side of the fence, the kids are playing. The kids can hear the adults. And all of a sudden, this dad that's standing next to me is like, this is bullshit. That's beyond unfair. Did you see that? The shortstop is doing baseline interference. That's bullshit. This is bullshit. It's like, what's happening is the guy's running from second to third, but the shortstop was in the way, so the guy had to run around him. The shortstop, of course, didn't have the ball. So now you got the people, the team that agrees is still, they're even being like, oh, this is a little much. But then you got the kids on the team that's getting yelled at. They're 5 feet away and they're just looking around like, not talking about me, that I'm a piece of shit. It's so strange.
You hear about this. You hear about how like the parents take it too seriously. There have been physical fights in the stands and
13-year-old kids.
And is he on some track? Like, I mean, like, are these, potential future athletes?
No, they're maroons. No, it looks like a fucking pinball game out there. They're, kids, they're looking around, they're shuffling. No, I don't think I saw one thing out there with potential. No one gives a fuck. You want them to exercise? They're exercising. You think it's worth an emergency room visit every now and again? Then put them in it. But get the fuck out. I mean, I saw one kid, he goes to hit the ball. You get hit by the ball, then you get to go walk to the first base. You don't want to because it hurts. But anyway, this kid put his leg out to get hit by the ball. And then, all right, walk to first base, you fucking dork.
Oh.
No, there's not potential.
God.
And I'm so fucking bored. Like, I'm like, please, can somebody sell me an $18 pretzel just to do something? Good God. And then while the dad's yelling, then the mom starts copying him, right? He's like, baseline interference, bullshit. And she's like, yeah, baseline interference. And then a little kid, like 4 years old or something, is on a blanket and goes, what happened? The dad starts saying, interference is bullshit. And she's like, yeah, bullshit interference. Like, Oof. That can't be good.
Could we acknowledge that is what it's like to see any game of any age, professional or otherwise, that people are just using it as an excuse to yell, like how they go to a restaurant so they could be an asshole to the waiter?
Yeah.
You got to let some shit out. Same thing when you go to churches and when they ask you to like testify or feel the Holy Spirit, you finally get a chance to like spaz your body and yell and say blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like be at home by yourself if you want to feel, like and start.
I'm sorry, is this a nomad lesson?
Of course, it all is. Everything is. But I really suggest this. You're at home, you're by yourself, move your body in the weirdest ways, very, however you want, excitedly, minimally, whatever, and speak in tongues. Oh, feels so good.
It's fun, right?
Feels so good. And I feel like because you don't get those moments of elevation or silliness or outside of your norm, you don't feel a holy, godlike experience. But if you do that, that's what God feels like. And there you have it. It's yours. Take it.
I'm going to start doing that next thing you know, I already hit record. You know what I mean? Here's an email from Vincent G. I want to get that correct. Here's the email that he sent. I don't know if Hemda and Keith will read this, but fuck it.
I love that a lot of our emails start with that. So that means you get to hear it on the show. I don't know if I like Keith and Hemda or whoever's reading this, or like, hi Xerxes, can you pass this to Keith and Hemda?
Right. Email, of course, is info@keithandthegirl.com. And this is my special email. It's the same one my dad has. So understand it's not generic. I wanted to be a platinum member. Recovering addict here could only afford bronze boo. All right. So right now I can tell this guy's drunk when he says recovering addict. Just because of that and the way I'm reading this. I guess he's saying I wanted to do platinum member VIP, but can only do bronze. I did buy May 22nd, 2014, 2021, Fuck, I'm drunk and lit, bitch, quote, Lil Corona, silent trailers. So I don't know if he's doing word association at this point, but here's where we're at. Now the email begins.
So he just said he's a bronze VIP member who got his ticket to silent trailers on May 22nd.
Oh, okay. Fuck, I'm drunk, lit, bitch, Lil Corona, silent trailers.
Yeah.
Okay, so he got his silent trailer ticket and you ignored the middle stuff.
Well, because it's Corona, like we're doing a virtual silent trailers. He's able to do this COVID friendly.
Little Corona won't get you. Hey, bitch, it's me, little Corona, baby.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Little story. 2015, got locked up for domestic violence. Totally deserved it! Exclamation point.
Okay, that is a very clear couple of sentences.
You don't hear much from the abuser side of things, so good. Complicated though, and oh no, it's not. I bet it's not.
Well, you know what's complicated is that from one sentence to another, you're starting to contradict yourself. Totally my fault, right? What was it?
Yeah, totally deserved it.
Totally deserved it.
Complicated though. Complicated though.
Okay. Yeah. Who else deserved it? Let's hear who else deserved it.
For the record, I got this Saturday, and about the same time now on Monday we're recording, and I haven't heard from him since. So my point is, when you hear this email, he didn't look over and go, "Oh fuck, I can't believe I wrote that."
I see.
He sent it and assumed there's any second of half of sobriety. He didn't go, "Please ignore that email."
But it also might have been in a blackout, and he might not know.
Okay.
You know, what time was it sent?
4 p.m.
Good.
What's known as normal
could be
time.
Any time at other people's time.
Right.
You know, whatever. Okay.
Don't try to make it make sense. Felicia and I had a meth-infested relationship. And then parentheses.
This is cute. Meth-infested.
Meth-infested. Got all up in there, this man. Met her through her auntie, fucking her auntie.
Fuck infestation, if you will.
So he had sex with a person who happened to be this woman's aunt, and that's how they met. Okay.
It sounds like, a community where everyone makes a good, right choice.
Right. She told me at one time, quote, "I start fights to make you hit me," end quote. She told me this before I ever hit her. So that's where it gets complicated, he's saying.
Yeah, that's of note.
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
A woman tells me, I don't want to be derogatory. A woman tells me, I start fights to make you hit me. I promise you can't get me to continuously hit you.
No, I get. No,
just saying. Okay, just saying. Okay. Sometimes I really put myself out there,
Okay.
I don't know if it's up there with I never pissed a bed. I didn't mean to have too much attitude, but I promise you wouldn't change my entire character. We bootlegged Tide, Head and Shoulders, and anything else we get out of Walgreens or CVS to pay for a night at a motel room, and enough meth for the night after food, although it was dollar menu at McDonald's. So he steals.
Yeah, bootlegged is a strange term.
Yeah, I bootleg it.
We rob the CVS, sell it off to
Where?
I think, we've seen movies about meth. And they sell anything anywhere.
Who buys it? Who buys Head and Shoulders?
Actually, there are people in New York. They do that where they have sometimes outside. I don't know why, but your Head and Shoulders. I've seen this with my lotion because that's the thing that I'm looking for. Where it's almost like it looks like you robbed a CVS, and they're usually in poorer neighborhoods. Looks like you robbed a CVS, and now my lotion is $1 when it's usually $10.
Like a yard sale. Like it's on shelves, right?
It's
or a table.
Makeshift store on the corner of the sidewalk, maybe.
But how much can you steal that you're like, hey, here's my...
I don't know.
I guess you just need a couple bucks, right?
In my imagination, there's an entire meth community of give and take and exchanges and things like that. Like you always hear again, my only reference is movies, but you robbed your parents of this thing and then, you sold it for $5 or whatever.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Y'all foreigners and Bergs don't relate. Are you a foreigner and I'm Pittsburgh? I don't know that. I don't know this.
Oh, maybe. Mm-hmm.
Chemda with her ramen and spaghetti sauce.
So that's how I relate to the shit food, his dollar menu.
Okay.
Okay.
You like the ramen noodles with good sauce. You like the cheap ramen noodles.
Yeah.
Right?
And I, instead of putting the powder into soup, I drain the water and I add spaghetti sauce.
Okay.
Anyway. So he's saying, hey guys, yes, I sound like an animal right now on the dollar menu.
Having McDonald's. Yeah.
Right. But you guys are animals too sometimes. Let's relate.
I like there's more explanation about why you went to the dollar menu at McDonald's than there was beating up your girlfriend and robbing stores for Tide. Anyway, he says, so I have to respect that. Anyway, in county jail, my dad, KATG/dad, want to go there, but gonna buy the book. Agree with Keith, what he say, flip a couple pages back, got it, was able to rent me a tablet. You heard me right. In jail, I had a tablet. Okay, so I think he's getting the dad book that we're going to make. We announced this when we did our Kickstarter. And what I liked about the idea is being old school, looking at a book and just go a couple pages back and be like, oh, look at this is what dad was referring to. I guess he's saying he likes that idea.
He's saying in jail, he was able to rent a tablet, like an iPad.
Right.
And he was able to go to keithandthegirl.com/dad and related to some of the experiences that you had with your dad there.
Okay. That's where I heard you all ranting about dumbass Trump. Man, I listen to you all every night in my head thinking, come on, KATG America, government is shit. So I don't know, but I assumed he was in America.
So he went to keithandthegirl.com/dad. Okay. He heard the dad stuff related. Some of the stuff that was in there, because it was what we were talking about at the time, was how Trump was the devil.
Yeah.
And he related to that also. And is also like, hey, your government is shit, right? Like America is shit and their government is shit. So
they got him in jail, for example, Some days I sat on my bunk in jail and listened to KATG from chow to chow, from meal to meal. I got out in 2018. One of the first things I did, besides watch porn, of course, I hear you, buddy, was look up KATG. Again, addict here. It took me until now to kind of straighten out my life and get my bronze VIP subscription. Wow, we appreciate every subscription. And first of all, more importantly, great news, you straightened out your life. Sounded good. I drive a box truck now, so I'm on the road pretty much every day. Yeah, don't cut those people off in traffic. It was a must to get my VIP. Thank you, Keith and Chemda. P.S. Been thinking about that help app or whatever. Of course, betterhelp.com/KATG. Don't need it, though.
Nope.
Okay. What were you thinking about? I thought about quitting drinking before I did. I think I knew, Don't need it, though. Like Chemda has said before, free counseling right here on KATG.
Please. Okay. I understand. Yes. This community has its health benefits for sure.
He learned to speak in tongues for fun.
Right. I just healed all of you. So I get why you don't want to get help. But I do think it is important to speak to someone professionally.
Thank you, Chemda, for the counseling. So he received it.
Well,
he can't tell you what he learned, but he gets it.
I think you need to up your membership if you're going to thank me for counseling.
Still going to eventually sign up for help. So he knows he will sign up for help at Help app. So he knows that. The end.
May I tell him again? betterhelp.com/KATG.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. All right, Vincent. There you go. I don't know if you'd ever check your email going. It'd be funny if he is passed out. He's blacked out and he's like, I never black out. But I guess how would you know, right? Check your your sent box.
Right. Yeah.
You think like halfway through, he's like, something about it sounds like me, but I mean, I did beat up somebody. I did go to jail. I did have a tablet. I did listen to Keith and the Girl. But that is the show, so that's what the email would be. Really, if I didn't know better, I'd say this sounds like me.
What's his name again?
Vincent.
Vincent, right. I didn't know that you can listen to our show in jail. I know that's not the entire takeaway, but I don't feel like taking away much. Thank you. I think I took enough. But wow. High in jail.
Was he up for parole sometime? And they're like, okay, you totally deserved it. Yeah. All right. And you're going to get help. Okay. We think you're free to go. Yeah. I mean, it's complicated. What'd you just say? She said, will you hit me before I even hit her? Like, all right, back to jail. I remember to shut up. Well, email info@keithandthegirl.com. Drunk or sober, I don't give a shit. It's all fun to me. Share the show. That's the big news. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel, completely free. YouTube.com, Keith and the girl. I love the awards show that's up there. And you're going to like a lot the VIP night that's going to be up there. Okay. Thank you all very much for listening.
KeithAndTheGirl.com.